Although the Persians were incredibly fierce and had conquered many ancient civilizations across Eurasia, there was one country they could never subdue: Greece. The word country here requires quotation marks because Greece at that time was not a unified nation. It was a loose alliance of city-states that shared a common culture but remained politically independent. The Greeks possessed an advanced culture, distinctive political systems, and profound philosophical thought. Their famous phalanxes and heavily armed infantry were formidable. The vast Persian Empire, from Darius to Xerxes, launched 3 major invasions of Greece. Yet all 3 ended in failure. The first invasion ended before it began, as the Persian fleet was struck by a storm at sea and had to turn back. The second was the famous Battle of Marathon, where the Greeks achieved a surprise victory over the Persians. To quickly deliver the news of this victory to Athens, a soldier named Phidippides ran about 42 kilometers. Exhausted, he collapsed and died after delivering the message. This legendary run became the origin of the modern marathon. The third invasion saw the Persians clash with the Spartans at the pass of Thermopylae. The Spartans valued martial prowess above all and famously did not build walls, saying, "The swords of our young men are our walls." Ultimately, King Leonidas and his 300 warriors all perished. Their tombstone still bears the inscription, "Stranger, go tell the Spartans that we lie here obedient to their laws." Although the Persians eventually gained the upper hand on land, they suffered a crushing defeat at sea at the hands of the Greek alliance, forcing them to retreat. These 3 defeats greatly boosted the confidence of the Greek city-states. However, Greece did not remain united for long. The 2 most powerful city-states, Athens and Sparta, turned against each other, sparking the famous Peloponnesian War. The once strong Greece quickly declined, and if events had continued on that trajectory, it might have ultimately fallen to Persia. It was at this critical moment that a young hero was born, changing the course of history. In 356 BCE, Alexander was born in Pella, a remote city in Macedonia. His father was King Philip II of Macedonia. Alexander showed courage from a young age, accompanying his father on military campaigns at just 14. At 20, after his father was assassinated, Alexander ascended the throne and began a remarkable life. Alexander quickly unified Greece and, with only 30,000 soldiers, conquered the mighty Persian Empire, sweeping across Eurasia. Proudly, he proclaimed, "The world is my homeland." His empire included territories that are now Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Syria, Egypt, Libya, the Balkans, and even extended to northern India. From the Aegean Sea to the Indus River, Alexander's empire surpassed the Persian Empire at its height, giving him every reason to be proud. Alexander was not only a brilliant military leader, but also a wise and learned man. Before conquering Egypt, he made a brief stop in Jerusalem, where he emulated the tolerant policies of Cyrus the Great, respecting the Jewish faith and allowing the Jews to live and pray according to their laws. A remarkable act in the polytheistic Greek world, demonstrating his enlightened rule.
He then conquered Egypt, which had been under Persian rule for over 200 years. He then founded the city of Alexandria, a future center of culture. Through this conquest, Greek language, culture, religion, and political institutions spread across Eurasia. Alexandria soon became a center of world civilization, home to the famed library and lighthouse. Greek culture and language spread widely, becoming a global lingua franca akin to modern English. This phenomenon can be seen as the first instance of true globalization in human history. However, heroes are mortal. In 323 BCE, at just 33 years old, Alexander suddenly died in Babylon. He left no appointed heir, and his unborn son and mother were ultimately poisoned by the regent. After his death, his generals fought among themselves, and the vast empire rapidly fragmented. Egypt eventually came under the control of Ptolemy, a relative of Alexander. He established the Ptolemaic dynasty, which lasted for over 270 years. Alexander's body was transferred to Alexandria to legitimize Ptolemy's rule. Ptolemy also adopted Egyptian pharaonic traditions to win the people's loyalty. During the reign of Ptolemy II, the Jewish Bible, the Tanakh, was translated into Greek, preserving Jewish culture. Although Alexander's empire was short-lived, its impact on the world was profound. Greek culture and language spread widely, laying the foundation for later cultural exchange and religious dissemination. It represented humanity's first real attempt at globalization. Even though Alexander's empire eventually fragmented, Greek civilization endured, continuing to influence world history. In the next episode, we will hear the story of the Hammer of the Maccabees.